Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another Full Nova Zero daily play. I'm kind of liking that name, daily play. It seems to be working out pretty well. Um, and I kind of consider this just a variety show of just whatever is at my whim, I guess. Just whatever I feel like playing at the time. And today I kind of feel like jumping back into Borderlands 2. I actually played quite a bit of this game. I got to level 30, not too far yet. Haven't even beat the first run through yet, but I feel like I've played a decent amount of the game so far. It's really great, and it's really not much more. This is actually kind of finicky looking. So give me 1 minute. Um, it's really not that much different than the older games, or I'm sorry, the old game, Borderlands 1. It does bring a lot of new stuff in, and it's interesting, but at the end of the day, I don't really think it's that much. I don't really think it's that much more interesting than what the original game offered. I'm just turning down my settings so that this works out a little better. View distance, I can keep that at high, I think. And this is the one thing that everybody has been raving about so far, is the fact that it has so many of these just pretty typical PC settings. And I guess the funny part is like I think like everybody's pretty used to that in if you're coming from anything from a while ago. If you're coming from PC gaming from like 6-7 years ago, we were all really used to that. How does this look now? Is this a little better? I guess it's a little better. We'll probably see more when the action starts up, and then maybe I can adjust it from there. Yeah, it's really not that much different than the first game. It's got a lot of different subtle differences. Really really nice that you can actually customize your guy now. I've got a few different things unlocked. I don't have the Minecraft thing, which is kind of funny. Breaking Bald is kind of funny. It's kind of reference to what's his face on Breaking Bad. Let's see if we can make something that looks okay. This is Bluebeard. A lot of these kind of suck. Black and blue. I kind of like that. And I got the GRS, and I'll quickly show you my guns here since apparently they don't mind if I fire in town. First one I've got is just a standard old incendiary pistol, which is probably my go-to right now. Shoots really fast. I can just kind of hold down the trigger. It's got quite a few rounds in the chamber, 37. And then I can switch over to, I'm losing touch of all these different terminologies and all that. I think I went backwards, by the way. My corrosive weapon, that's what I wanted to say. This is more of a rifle, actually, and it fires. So here's one neat thing about some of the rifles in this game. So this one fires kind of normally if you just hold down the trigger like this. But if I zoom in like this, it's a burst fire. It's kind of like one way, like I'm sure a lot of people at Gearbox were like, man, we'd really like to have various ways of shooting guns, but we don't know what good way to do that. And somebody had that like aha moment of like, what if when they're zoomed in, that's when it changes the gunfire mode. So that's a new ability. I don't remember that in the first game at least. And let me switch over to another pistol. This one I just got. It looks really bizarre. It shoots these kind of like flare-looking things, but you'll notice that they jump around and they'll kind of stay alive for a while. They do tons of damage too. The really bizarre part about the gun is, if you look at it, the base damage is only 46. That's really like extremely low, but it has a modifier on it that's plus 3,000% damage. So that actually makes it pretty high. Some people have been getting just regular like 1,000 damage on each of the monsters on that. By the way, I use the term monsters very loosely in any game that I play. In reality, I really just mean enemies. I usually just like saying monsters because it's kind of my default. Sometimes they're monsters, sometimes they're actually like people I'm shooting. So you know, if we're talking about like a realistic game, I'll probably say people, but in a game like this, I'll say monster a lot. This also has plus 50% love. I don't really know what that means. It's a reference to something. I'm not really too sure on that. And if you give me 1 second, my air conditioner is really annoying, so I'm going to turn it off and switch it to fan. Okay. And so they had that, and then my last gun that I wanted to show you guys is my, what do you call this, a shock electrical pistol. I really like pistols, by the way. They're neat. And it just kind of has a weird way of reloading, and it's really good for taking down shields. And I'll show you the ability I have in a minute, which I'm sure most of you who play the game are probably familiar with at this point. Figure out a mission to go do real quick. I was trying to figure this out earlier. The Arid Nexus Boneyard. I really want to go back through my kind of backlog of missions here and just do some really easy ones real quick and just kind of get them out of the way. I have a lot that, like, you know, my friends would, they'd say, like, well, you know, we already did that one, so we don't want to do it again. And it's like, okay, whatever, I'll do it later, and then, you know, I never ever get to it. So I guess now is a good time to do it. I'll do the Iceman Cometh, which is a reference to Always Sunny, if anybody's a fan out there. Shut down bayonet furnaces, so they'll stop fighting, and rig furnaces are 0 out of 5. Okay. Really love the world map on this. I don't like that they didn't do a world map inside of your actual view. So you have to go to the fast travel point, one of these guys, to be able to actually see the world view. This is the map that you see normally, which is just your local map. Totally fine with that, I guess, but I would really like to see it be like an all-inclusive map where I can view the world at any time. Bonus would be if I could fast travel from anywhere, which this game really needs, but you know, I'll let them figure that out at some point. I'm gonna switch over to the game, by the way. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me anymore. I've always had this impression with gear, but by the way, I'm really way higher level than all these guys, so I'm probably gonna like one-shot most of them. Like that guy's only level 5. What was I gonna say? I don't like this car. I like this one. Where's that pink one? Give me that pink one. There it is. Yeah, I just crashed right away. Great. Yeah, so Gearbox isn't really known for RPG games at all, so I've always kind of given them a pass on some of this stuff, but oh wow, I can barely see what's going on right now. Alright, 1 second, let me just pull over for a second here, and I'm going to lower the video down a little bit more so you guys won't quite see how awesome it is. Bullet decals. Normal. Texture quality I'll turn down a little. Oh, that's probably doing it. I don't even know what that does. Oh, that's way better. Okay. The Gearbox, you know, there's a lot of little things that I think we're used to in RPG games that Gearbox hasn't quite latched onto yet. It's forgivable, to say the least. But that's about it. That's probably all I'm going to give them, is that it's forgivable. It's definitely an area I'd like to see them improve on, though. So, you know, anytime that and that's maybe the most disappointing part about this game, is it's like, we've seen a lot of this before. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't. There's a lot of areas to improve on still. Recording software is really taking a beating on this game, though. This is pretty damn hard to play. This game runs just so silky smooth on my computer. All settings turn way high. I don't have anything that isn't on the highest setting, and it usually looks pretty amazing. but as soon as we turned on the streaming software, it really took a nosedive.
Bring me a bucket and I'll
take one more shot of this. We'll see if I can do anything about it. Video. Field of view is fine. Resolution should be fine. This is on low. Yeah, we want to keep that on low. Foliage distance, yeah. Really low view distance. I'm going to turn that down to medium. Physics effects, low. I think I was on low already. And then I'll try and keep the depth of field on. Ambient occlusion, I'm not even sure what that does. Oh, aniscopic filtering, I should definitely just turn that down to off if I can. Let's keep this back on. Okay, that's probably gonna... Okay, those textures are way too low for me. I can't even play with it. That looks terrible. Trying to medium. Oh, this is way better. I think the aniscopic filtering was really throwing it off. Although now it's kind of choppy looking. What do you guys think? Does it look okay? I hope that looks okay. Sorry, I keep messing around with it. You don't really know how it looks until you actually start recording in it. I'm just gonna try it 2 times and see what that does. Oh my gosh, there we go. That's money right there.
I need another head for my merry-go-round. Yours.
Oh my gosh, how did I completely missed all of those? Can't seem to get up here. Something me and my friends have had. You know, I feel like all I do is I jump in these games and I just kind of shit on them for a while, but on this game, me and my friends have really been kind of complaining about the fact that you get caught up on things so easily. By that I mean that, like, there's so many objects that you can, like, randomly get caught on top of. Alright, I promise this is going to be the last one. I'm just going to turn that back off. V-sync. Back off. Texture quality on medium. And hopefully that does the trick. Seems to be doing the trick.
Great! You placed the dynamite! Now, move on to the next furnace!
You can see I'm having a little bit of difficulty just because I think there's a little bit of a lag. Oh shoot! You gotta watch out for those guys with the grenades because they really hurt. Maybe not at this level, but they're usually kind of lame. Suicide psychos. They kind of remind me of those, the headless dudes from Serious Sam. If you guys have ever played that game, that's definitely what they remind me of. Guys that just yell at you the whole time and they run straight at you and explode on you. Alright, what am I doing? I need to get to a couple of different places to place these explosives, but I don't see the markers on my... Oh, there we go. Here's a common chest. Looks like there's one thing maybe worth grabbing, but all this stuff is like level 15. So there's not really much of a reason for me to grab it. Level 30, so... One of the reasons I wanted to do one of these early missions is because the game is really designed for co-op, and if you're not doing co-op on, you know, your equivalent level, it's probably gonna suck. Not gonna be a fun time. Yeah, how many of these guys are there? The soundtrack, by the way, I almost feel like writing about it because I've been listening to it at work just as I, you know, just as I do stuff. It's just a real easygoing, good sounding soundtrack. I mean, it's good. It's got a couple of really good tunes. A lot of times the music's just kind of like really chill to listen to. I always appreciate that. Good soundtrack.
Since I still don't hear you laughing about chill out, you must not understand humor in general. See, humor is based on subverting expectations, often through play on words. According to this formula of humor, my chill out comment was literally the funniest thing ever said by anyone.
This game is pretty funny. I think this game probably comes closest to actually being like a humorous game than any other game I've ever played.
Dynamite on all the furnaces, which means it's time to
And that's saying a lot because humorous games are just usually they kind of fall flat on their face.
I just told him, be cool. How are you not laughing right now? That was fucking gold. Just hit that detonator to destroy. Hey, bandits, freeze!
Come on.
Good job. With their furnaces gone, the bandits will be way too cold to kill anybody. Who turned off our furnaces? Kill them.
Furnaces.
Watch out, minion. They're wearing snow hats.
This game has just been brilliant on a couple of occasions.
Rip the drop on my gun.
But that's the thing is I like this type of humor. It's sort of it's really self-deprecating. Like it makes fun of itself a lot, and I think that's pretty good. If you get more than like 5 people in here, the choppiness is pretty bad. I might not do a lot of daily plays on Borderlands after all, considering the choppiness. But we'll see. I really want to do one where we're doing a co-op with somebody else, since that's where the game really seems to shine. Okay, so it looks like that mission's over. That was pretty easy, obviously, because it was about half of my level. But let's try and finish out all these other low-level ones. This one it looks like I've already done halfway. Now, I'm personally a guy that I love loot in these games. I love collecting loot, but I'm a little, to a lesser degree than a lot of people I know, and I don't know why that is. I guess it's just I like getting the loot, and then I'll try and quickly figure out if it's gonna be good for me or not. But if I can't figure that out in like a few seconds, then I'm probably not gonna make a big deal out of it. I'll probably just try and sell it. I'll like to gather up all the loot and then compare, I'll take like 10 minutes or something back at the main base and just compare all that stuff that I grabbed. My friends are typically, they seem to look over and consider every single little thing that comes up, and I have to say that gets a little much after a while. Haven't even used my special ability. Sorry about that. I will do that on the next area that we find some enemies. This might be just more of a fetch quest. I don't even know if we'll encounter that many people. Now might be as good of a time as any to mention just how bad the driving system is in this game. I don't mind the fact that they limit it to 2 cars, that's fine. I feel like the game can only handle so much. Oh, where am I going anyway? Oh, I know where that is, okay. Oh, and I know where that is too. It's just across the way. It can only handle so much, so I can understand only putting 2 cars in at once, especially when you consider that there's all these enemies that you have to deal with. Is it all the way up there? Wow, I thought I'd been up here. These enemy cars will pop up sometimes, and you'll have to just deal with those in a lot of cases. It's just like, well, there's 5 different enemy vehicles, and so I can see where, limiting it to two vehicles would probably be a really good idea. These guys are the invisible assholes. They'll go invisible, and then they'll, like, kind of reappear right in front of you to try and take you out, and it looks really cool, but of course, I think I feel like as planned, it's sort of like, you know, they're really gonna. Like, I feel like they probably planned that out though. So right now I'm using my dually ability, which I think is probably one of the more useful abilities in the game. You know, I feel like they got it right on this page. All the abilities appear to have their own little usefulness. The new turret is really good. Whatchamacallit, the one, there was one that was nerfed. I think it was the Siren's ability. Whoa! What the heck is that thing? Holy crap! This thing's gigantic. I'll switch to my other thing here. He's incendiary, so my incendiary gun isn't going to really do much to him. Thankfully, he's only level 19. But if I was like level 16 or something right now, this would have been kind of a bad time. Alright, sorry, that was a little distracting. So I know I was talking about cars earlier. I think I'll get back to that in a minute. Oh shoot, what the heck is that? Oh, I guess I gotta like run in there and grab it. Get the hell out.
I have uncovered legends of an ancient alien warrior. The legends tell of a magical key that can bring life to life.
But all the abilities are really useful in this game. So there's the Siren ability, which I think was nerfed. The last game it was pretty much the best ability because you can easily AOE just like tons of enemies at once. In this game, it's much more about the much less about the AOE and much more about like you grab one guy and I think it will do AOE damage if you do use it right, but you can also just basically take out like a boss or something with that ability. What is it called? Phase lock, that's right. The phase lock ability is really good. Zero's ability is really cool, although I don't really understand it because I haven't played the guy yet. And his ability is like you go invisible and then you're like an assassin at the same time. And then of course Brick's ability from the last game I felt like was the most useless one. I'm sure that's debatable, but melee to me never really felt like it was a useful thing to do in a game all about getting guns. So Brick's ability was essentially turned into the Gunzerker's dual-wielding ability, and it works on, you know, more or less the same level. I really botched that. More or less. It's not exactly the same thing. The basic idea behind the Gunzerker is to constantly be using lots of guns, and I like that. I think that's a good idea. A lot of the skills revolve around the dual-wielding ability. Which I think is kind of neat, and yeah, I mean it works. What the heck? I also like that you can dual wield literally any type of gun. So you can dual wield like 2 rocket launchers if you wanted to, guns that you would normally consider like really two-handed weapons. Game doesn't care, it just lets you do whatever. I think it's pretty cool. I think I gotta get all the way up there. So I'm just gonna kind of run through this, because as you can imagine, this is actually kind of boring, even though it's kind of cool to tear through everybody, but at the same time, it's like, not getting any experience or anything. One of these guns has terrible, terrible recoil. I'm just like, I'm bobbing around like crazy. I kinda like my shoots really slow and it's got a pretty low amount of ammo. It actually consumes 2 ammo per shot. Sounds like Popeye. Consumes two. This gun does consume 2 ammo per shot, so I really only effectively have like 5 shots. The engineers have some of the best sound effects, I think. They'll even go like, they have like some of the funniest lines too. Like, I was just like, no, I almost finished my comic book collection. Like, those are just some of the best ones. The writing in this game is just so amazing. Oh, crap. So if you notice, I like to switch guns based on the type of enemy that I'm currently getting. Robots are generally, they're generally armor-based.
Nearly
so
paid off the house.
Robots are generally based off of that, so what you want to use in those cases are the caustic weapons or the corrosive weapons. And if you use a corrosive weapon, then it does significantly more damage to them because it's like corroding the armor. If a guy has shields, if you use electrical, it gets rid of the shields really fast, although my problem with that is it usually ends up being that you have to get these, you have to switch your weapons to whatever they had after the shields. And then if you're using this guy, like the incendiary weapons, it's really good against flesh or, you know, just the majority of enemies out there. So I feel like having a good incendiary weapon is probably one of the best things. There's a new thing in the game called, what do you call it? It's something with an S. How do you get this? Looks like they're pointing me to something here.
Yesterday,
Something with an S.
I had a conversation.
Slag, I think. Slag is the new one. So it's like this purple stuff, and if you can cover your enemies with it, it does a lot of bonus damage. So if you have somebody in your group that's like that has a gun that can cover people and that stuff, then you'll be doing a lot of damage.
He needed to be charged by iridium, hence Jack's mining operations. He nodded and
yelling
silently
at me?
wiped the streams of my saliva from his face. I returned home. Not only am his lack of disgust toward my behavior, but my lack of disgust toward him. For the first time, I felt as if I could actually.
Yeah, you can switch out your guns while you're
For the first time, I feel as if
while you're in dual wielding as you wish, which I think is really cool. It's a little bit to get used to, but it works. Right, so we talked about the classes and all that, and I think I briefly touched on the driving. The driving is so horrible in this game, and I can't even believe they kept it the way they did, and somehow got away with it. I'm just grabbing all this ammo and stuff. Basically, the driving is kind of like the... I've always hated this, but the Halo... Warthog driving is basically what it's based on. You point towards whatever you're trying to drive towards, and that's like how you steer. And you don't steer with any of the actual directional buttons. So I'll go forward, and I have to be pointed like literally with my viewpoint on where I want to go. But what that also means is that if I'm trying to shoot something like over here, you probably want a second person doing that in the first place, but if I did want to shoot something here and just drive straight, I can't do that. It's going to drive me right into that thing. So, you know, it took me a little while to get used to it again because I haven't played a Halo-type game for a long time, but, man, I really find it annoying. I still do. Even after I got used to how to do it, it was like, oh, gosh, are we really driving like this in a game in 2012? I was always surprised that Halo did it. Oh, apparently, I think I was telling you guys about those like weird areas where you just get caught up on. Yeah, this right here is definitely one of them. I don't see a place where I'm actually, man, like I'm just getting caught up on something and I can't see what it is. Little minor complaints. Don't let me, don't let my minor complaints throw you off. This game is awesome, and if you like the first game whatsoever, you gotta get this game. If you haven't played the first game, go play the first game, because the first game's amazing. Odds are you've not really ever played anything like it.
Hyperion custodial bots. Please shut down the
Unless you want to count all the loot dropping RPGs like Diablo, but I feel like that's different. That's just me. All right, let's go turn these 2 missions in, and then I'll figure out where to go from there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to get somebody else in and do a co-op to be able to actually do like some kind of a real playthrough of this game where I show you guys like the story mode and all that. Okay, so this guy's over here. And typically they have something funny to say when you turn your missions in. This girl was in the first game.
You listened to my notes, I assume. I would be upset were it not for the equally private... I hid the copious material I compiled after opening the vault those 5 long years
Do you like
ago.
to skip missions
In
you've
a
already
fit of
completed on another
spastic paranoia,
PlayStation? Yes, that would be great. Oh, and then they're fast forwarding me to another area? Interesting. The game has kind of a hard time with missions if you're playing with other people. I feel like it doesn't quite manage it as well as I would like it to. And I think the problem is I've played a lot of Guild Wars 2 now, and I've kind of seen like the light. I've definitely seen the light as far as RPGs are concerned. Like they can just be a lot better, and I don't think we realized it until we played something like Guild Wars 2, where it's like, you can have these missions that other people can join in on randomly, and you can scale the levels around kind of willy-nilly, and like I didn't realize that. If you told me like, oh, okay, there's a game that it basically adjusts your level when you get into a certain area, I feel like I would have just flip my shit, because I don't think, that would have seemed like just crazy to me at the time he told me. And now if you told me that, I would say like, oh yeah, well I've played Guild Wars 2 and that does that, and that's cool. I appreciate that Guild Wars came out here and showed us exactly what you need to do to make it a modern age RPG, and now I'm kind of used to it, unfortunately, and it's kind of souring my opinion of this game. But truth be told, I love this game, so I'm supposed to.
Alone won't do it. We'll need each clan's family emblem. Check my junk yard. I'm pretty sure I got some old emblems lying around somewhere.
So I did want to do this mission just because all my friends kept telling me that this one takes a while, so this will be a great one for this video here. Oh, I am stuck. There we go. Big lady, by the way. Oh, where am I supposed to go? I should probably check that first. Okay, so right back here.
Podunks chose that as their emblem because they love skinny chicks. And they love skinny chicks because they's pussies.
Game is pretty gratuitous, by the way.
Stafford's chose a clover as their emblem.
If you can't
for
handle
good
the
luck.
gratuitous
Would be
violence
pretty
and
damn
language,
ironic
then
once we're
this
done
probably
with
game probably isn't for you. But for the rest of us, it is amazing.
Head out to the Podunk Speedway. Man, those Podunks are gonna be so pissed. They'll regret not killing me when I was a baby even more.
Again, the humor is just like perfect. The first game was pretty silly, and I felt like it
That there is the third
it got
largest
close.
tire on Pandora. The Hodunks
It got close on a few
joy.
occasions. Like I remember laughing on a few times, but ultimately it was like, it's trying too hard or something. But all they really needed was, like Anthony Birch to come in and just do like a fantastic job
Because this is gonna be awesome.
at just like comedy writing. I used to listen to a lot of Anthony Birch's stuff when he was on Destructoid, so I might be a little bit biased towards that, but he is a funny guy. I'm really happy to see that he's part of this. These guys are really high level. This is a level 30. This is exactly my level. Jeez. I think this level might have, or this particular mission might have scaled. I want to take this thing out first because these things are really annoying. So when you don't have a guy in your rear seat here, you can actually you can still fire that rocket launcher, which is really nice. All right, let's get out of here. Place that.
Papa Jimbo sees that disgusting Zafford emblem, and he accepts your challenge.
A lot of weird places to find loot and ammo and stuff.
Will run green with Zafford blood.
Ooh, haven't heard
What's the next
Jimbo.
area? Oh, it's way across.
Angry
Okay.
since the time he heard my family was leaving his dumbass clan. Mama didn't want to raise Scooter and me alongside a bunch of morons who'd sooner eat a baby than help raise one. Bad, and one time Jimbo told Moxie to kill some dude or they was gonna turn me into the clan wife. She wasn't having none of that. So, yeah, good memory. Why don't you go to the Holy Spirit's bar out near Overlook and blow their crap up too?
Am I going the right way? No. Easy to get lost in this game, surprisingly, even with a good map. By the way, I tried going out through this area once, and don't do that. It's a bad idea. You will die instantly, and you'll have to pay a lot of money for it. Think I can go up here? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, sometimes the game does fail on the just like the textures and stuff, but for the most part, it's pretty good. You know, you'd think in a game where all the textures are really hard, they have these hard outlines. It's really easy to see, like where things are. It's kind of surprising to me that you still end up getting like kind of removed a few areas. You still end up getting caught up here and there. You know, I guess I don't actually have to chase this guy. I just realized that. You don't actually have to deliver something across. Amazing.
Caravan coming through.
Oh,
Keep
yeah,
away
let's take
unless
this
you want a lead milkshake.
This might be useful. What I'm used to in co-op is waiting that 4 seconds to go to the next area, and that's really nice that I don't have to do that. I'm sure this mission actually is hard when you're lower level, but right now it seems to be pretty easy. Okay, I know where that is. You know, I feel like putting together a quick video on how to get to the Minecraft area in this game. If you guys are interested in that, but I'll probably do that as a separate video. Minecraft, there's a little bit of a like, Easter egg area in the game, which is pretty hilarious.
You're near the Holy Spirits. That's his
I
Zafford
think
family base
I don't
of
know what just
operations. Boy, oh boy, are they gonna be pissed when they see what we got in store for him. I'd back up, cause this is gonna be awesome.
Alright. Oh, what is that, a still? Why are we blowing up the still?
All we gotta do is play both sides against the middle and see who comes out on top. Should be fun.
Congratulations on your second model event.
What's going on out there?
Is this like
Piss on me eyes. It's not the whole done gambling
kind of a big looking lady on the
bastards
on that
broke
silhouette there?
their toes. You rednecks will regret messing with Mick Zafford.
Oh wow.
He sounds
The
pissed.
stereotypes are
Although
really
he's already
overblown,
got a
which
plan to strike back against the
pretty
Hodogs, and he'll
clever
need the
in
help
my
of
opinion, even
somebody
though it's
like
kind of
you.
I
That's kind of silly.
I'm calling all gun hands to help me stomp out the hodunks. I pay in blood, booze, and bullets. Come to the Holy Spirit's bar.
This is one of those ones where you just gotta wait out the dialogue. I like the dialogue though. Don't you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not listening to it. Alright, what do we need to do here? Probably go upstairs. Just happened to have been here before, and I'm stuck. There we go. Nope, that's not it. Oh, maybe it's back here. Wait, that's where he came in from.
Ah,
Oh,
new
that is him.
recruit! Welcome to the Zafford family. You didn't see the bastard who
Game's acting a
destroyed
little
my
weird and not
distillery,
putting
did
a
ya?
marker points
Let me get
where it
you a
should be.
drink.
We blew up the still though.
Damn it! It's dry! Those hodunks destroyed my distillery! That's it! The truth is off! You, Vault Hunter, let's talk.
Alright, no, it's done. I'm pretty sure I've done this mission before too.
You gonna help me get them hodunk bastards? Good.
I could
If
be
there's
wrong.
anything they love more than getting to second base with their sisters, it's cars. I want you to get out there and ruin their race. Come into my basement. You picked the right family in this war, boy.
Oh boy.
Ages
How
back,
long
one of
is
the
this one gonna
hodunks
be?
drowned a few Zafford boys in the creek bed. After an ex-hodunk killed me boy Lucky a few years back, we made a truce. But after what
Man, the
happened
game
to
is
our
really
distillery,
acting up right
it
now. I don't
sounds
know
like
what's
the
going
war's
on.
back on.
Just having a hard time like figuring out where to go.
So, what's the story with the hodunks?
All of a sudden there's like all these people here. What is happening right now? Alright, well I don't know what's going on. I think I'm just gonna get out of this. Oh. Okay, he's doing something. Pretty sure you have to go to that door there, dude. Maybe not. Maybe there's another place you can go. Oh, okay. Here's the basement. I was a little worried there for a minute because I think the game might just completely fail. I really like that little motion you do when you switch from your pistol. You get two
Not
pistols
that
going, you can
dynamite
just keep
looks
doing it
good.
over and over and over again. Come on.
There we are. Now get out to the dust. I'll be up at the bar.
Visit this real quick and just sell my
My
crap.
weapon machines will fix that for you.
Huh, that looks actually pretty nice. Even though it's a kind of a low level for my guy. Sell that, sell that, sell that, and sell that.
Don't get killed.
I do save a lot of weapons just for sentimental value. And I know that's terrible, but it's just kind of what happens in these loot games. You get kind of attached to a particular weapon that you've been using a lot, and it's hard to get off of that. It really is. I guess, is there any reason for you to pick up Borderlands if you haven't picked up Borderlands at this point? That's what I'm trying to think of right now. And I think if you haven't been convinced yet that you need to play this game, I really don't know what else to say to you. That makes sense. I think Borderlands is important just because it's kind of like, as far as like gamer culture is concerned, like everybody's really into it right now. and it's kind of a big deal in a few respects, even though it's still a pretty new IP. It hasn't really, it's kind of latched onto the gamer culture really well, and I think we're all really into it. There's not really a lot of like gamer culture memes based off of it yet. I guess there's a couple, but you know, for the cultural part of it, I would say that's important. But it is a fun game at the end of the day. Like it's got all these weapons to get, and you know, there's a lot of things to kill, and it's, you know, if you like a general Diablo style game, I honestly think it's got a lot of that stuff. And if you like more of just like really simple shooter, it's probably not up your alley. But at the same time, I feel like people who haven't played like RPG style games, but are just kind of used to FPS games, I feel like they'll probably get something out of this. So that's, take what you will from that, I suppose. I don't quite get how I'm supposed to get to this place. I guess you just
The
run down
Hodunks
here.
do one of these races every so often. I want you to place them charges on the fireworks they leave around the track. When they set off the fireworks, it'll make for some proper violence.
Oh, wait, so we gotta go to a... I think we have to lay down some explosives somewhere. How do you get over there, though? Also, I'm just like teleporting out of the car. I don't really understand why. This doesn't look like the right way to go. Again, the game's being really weird about some stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, this looks a little better. This looks a little more like a... I haven't actually been over here before, amazingly. This looks more like a racetrack now. But it looks like I need to be on top of this area. Alright, well this is gonna be kind of boring. I won't take too long trying to figure out how to get up there. Shoot, that can't be it. I did not go the right way. Notice if you start sprinting too long, your guy starts huffing and puffing. Which is kind of interesting, I guess. Makes sense, but there's actually there's no limit to sprinting. You can keep sprinting all day long. I can't believe how long I've gone without getting, without somebody showing up.
Hey, what you doing down there? Double checking all the fireworks? That's cool, man. I already done that. Thanks, though.
Yeah, checking on the fireworks, sure.
Now that the dynamite's ready, head up to where the
Dynamite.
Hodunks got their pyrotech set up. It'll be a great place to watch the destruction.
So where at? Oh, okay, up here. I don't know about this mission so far. Not a lot going on. I promise there's way more action than this game usually. There's also not usually as much crap with the getting up on stuff.
Kill that pyrotech. No witnesses.
Dang, dang, what are you doing up here? Come to wish me luck.
Amazingly, this guy is level 31.
Race time, hold on! 3, 2, 1, river!
The race is starting. Blow the dynamite once the cars reach him.
Okay, so we gotta wait for the cars to come in.
The cars are just
Oh, that pauses the game.
roundabout! I can
Not used to
hardly
that.
believe my eyes!
So there's the cars.
Keep your eyes on the bridge!
The race is starting. Blow the dynamite once the cars reach him.
I don't think I quite did that right. Crap. So I kind of messed that up. Looks like I didn't set off the dynamite. I was thinking that maybe I was supposed to set it off when they're under. But,
Good job, sweetheart. I saw those explosions from here. Get back to my garage and we'll see if we can't help those
Sure.
hodunks get some revenge for their messed up...
Stay the hell away from our caravan, people. We're carrying very valuable stuff for Papa Hodunk, and I ain't getting robbed again.
Interesting storyline. I actually think the side missions are usually a little more interesting than this, but this one's just been kind of like... I thought that the bridge might like collapse or something and get all the guys that are under it, but you know, whatever. That's just my bad. Thankfully, the game lets you just shoot them down, and they're really easy to shoot down. The game knows when it's being a little too, you know, when it's asking maybe a little too much of you. This lady is huge, by the way. Just huge. Destroy the Hodunk race cars. Got that.
After this red harvest between the two clans, you're gonna be the last
So
man
whatever this
standing with
is,
a big
fast
full of
forward,
double-
yes please. Alright, well that's probably a good place to stop then. I've actually done all the other missions that I can think of as far as like side missions are concerned. But it's, you know, this is definitely a fun game. Hopefully I've showed off a little bit of it to you guys. Wouldn't mind doing sort of a video on like where to find some of the cool little, you know, achievement-y or Easter egg type of things, and maybe more of a definitive video on why you should play. But that does it for Daily Play for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and as always, visit us at fullnovazero.com for articles and commentary and, you know, sorts of reviews and whatnot. So thanks for visiting, guys. You have a good one.